Hello everybody, my name is Lei Ngọc Minh Huệ. Well, for today's video, we are going to be talking about the areas of studies in actuary and actuarial science. So for today's talk, we will divide this into two parts, which first is about a quick review of what actuarial science is and the areas of study of it. Alright, so let's went straight through what is actuarial science. So actually, it's just like a skill where you use previous data to make decisions and to manage risk. And this could be applied in various kinds of aspects in life. So basically, actuaries people would focus on the previous data, like what happened before or like the data already reported in the past. Then they could use their statisticals or like probability or actuarial skills to actually analyze them, present them out, organize and optimize the best choice. So this could easily lead to lots of wonderful decisions that will affect a lot and usually will affect good to the whole business. So let's look at some of the most common areas of study in actuarial science. First is pension savings. So pension saving is probably what you guys could think of, right? So when people that especially the seniors they get older, they probably have a time of retirement, which basically means that they get out from work and focus on having a great health and like spending quality time with their families. So usually a lot of people will focus on their pension savings and hope that they could have they could like provide out and check out the bucket list or to basically just not be a financial burden in your family. So pension saving is a really important thing. Imagine, let's say we have a worker named Ben. All right, he's trying to work for his pension savings so that in the future he won't be a financial burden for his family and that he will still have a chance to live the life he's always wanted. So if he can apply actual skills into his talk, then favorably he will find out how long do he have to work to reach that goal of him. Just say he could use previous data like on the amount of salary he could get through times, how long will he work, is there any kind and like additional taxes or like spending. So let's say if in a month the average amount of money he spent is like $300 and his salary is usually about $700, so he could take note of it and he could like use his probability skills, see if there's any changes in the future and predict out how long will he have to work or how much could he make in the after times. So that is a really important thing. Next is investments. So investment could be something real important because as time flows, trends change. There could be a lot of unguessable things in the market and nobody could ever predict correctly or correctly about their investments if not researched carefully. So what do investors need to use about actuarial science? So they could apply the sets of data that they already previously have. Like they could got like the probability percentage, which is like maybe let's say 15%, and they could use the previous data on like if their previous investment were a fail or a success one, and then they could analyze the data out and make sure that they got things correct. So that is basically about investments, so that they would benefit from their own invest, not just failing. So next is an insurance. So insurance probably is a really important thing. Well, as these days changes, a lot of people are paying on insurance to make sure that they both get protected if there's any kind of health problems and still benefit if they actually got severe health problems. So insurance people who work in this industry, they could try and predict out like the previous health conditions of the people, and like they could also predict out like how could they kind of like still stay strong without too much medical conditions, and that would help a lot for the peoples that work in insurance industry. Also, lastly, we also have this weather, which is like a really common thing. Well, in weather forecast, you can see that people who basically works in these places, they can calculate out, they could predict out like how could weather's change, like if there's any storm, if how strong the storm is, or like what's the weather tomorrow, or what's the weather next week. They could also predict the temperature, the rain percentage, the snow percentage, the sun percentage. They could predict the highest or the lowest. So they could use the actual skills. First, they could have like different kinds of soldiers that could actually get them to have like a look at the earth around. Then they could use previous data and like on the moisture of today, or like events that could maybe change in other places nearby, and then by that they could easily predict out the weather, and that would be really important and needful. Alright, so for today's talk, we've already talked about areas of studies in actual science, which are the most important one I think would really benefit actual people. So thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.